Hi there. I wanted to take some time today just to show you around a service that I use called submityourarticle.com, which makes it much easier to spin and submit your articles to the major 6 article directories, as well as a large number of other directories and blogs. So if we just move over to the website itself, as you can see, I already have some articles that I've loaded up recently, some of which are in the process of being distributed and others which I actually only uploaded this morning, so they're waiting to get started. So first things first, we'll click on Enter New Article. Okay, right, I have an article here all ready and waiting to be loaded up. This is one for my Operation Pixie Dust website, which is all about Disney World. So simply a case of copy and paste in the title. And then the rest of the content. And if we just pick up the opening paragraph here and scroll down, we can use this as the short article description. And we'll need to use some keywords. So this is about the top rides at Disney World. Tour vacation, world rides. Okay, and then finally we select a category. I'm just going to pop this one into travel and leisure. Now we also in the middle of the page have resource boxes. Now these are actually pre-filled because I already have loaded up a number of resource boxes to promote my Disney World membership courses. So these are being pre-filled because this is the default resource box. Now if we didn't have a resource box, obviously what we could do is just use the last paragraph with the call to action in from the article. Okay, so once we have all of that loaded in, we then need to click on the preview button. Let's give that one a second to load. It's just checking that the URLs are validated. Okay, so now this sets out how our article will look, just so that we can actually check that everything looks okay, have a quick read through, check there's no typos or spelling mistakes or grammatical errors, which I've already done. And now we're going to move into the clever part, which is the article leverage part of the system, and this is where it actually walks us through spinning the article. So here we need to think of 5 different titles. So let's go for Disney World Rides. Top 5. Just clicking on this button here just brings down the original title. I'm just slightly changing the title up a little bit just so that it's unique. Let's go for Secrets Revealed. Top 5 Disney World rides. Okay, so once you've come up with your 4 different variations, you only actually have to do 2, but the more variations you give it, the more unique the article will be, which is obviously what we're looking for. So then we need to write down 2 or more variations of the introductory paragraph. Okay, so there's one, and then let's just bring in the original introduction and just tweak it a little bit. Let's change this to for Disney theme parks. Top 5. Okay, now obviously if you wanted to, you could add in more introductions, but 2 is enough to make your article unique. Okay, on to step 3. Now here we need to enter 5 or more sentences. So what it's doing is it's actually just pulling up 10 random sentence variations. So let's just see if we can amend 5 of them. Let's go for this one. That's 4. Let's just find another. Okay, so I'm just going to do 5 for the moment, so let's just save and go to step 4. Now this one is to enter in 2 or more variations of your resource box. Now as I mentioned before, I already have a number of these loaded up, so there's this great utility where I can actually just go in and select pre-written resource boxes, which obviously takes a lot of effort out of this part. So it's just a case of remembering which ones you've already selected. What else have we got down here? Okay, you can put in as many or as few resource boxes as you want. Obviously I'm just mixing up the anchor links in each of these resource boxes. Now for every resource box you put in a plain text version and a HTML version, so it's already pre-filled all the HTML versions. So now we can move on to step 6, and this is just to check and make sure that the different variations of our articles still make sense. So as you can see, the yellow highlighting shows where it's used one of the variations. So this one's given me a different title, it's swapped out a sentence in the first paragraph, and it's given me a separate resource box, and that has resulted in a variation of 37%. Now if you click on this button you can see another variation. Again, this one's 37%, different title again, different opening paragraph, and it's swapped out one of the resource boxes. Now if you want to know what the average variation level of your articles is, you can click on this button, and this one's running at 40%. Now I only actually filled in 5 of the sentence variations. If you do 10 and also load in a number of resource boxes, you can actually get that variation level up to 60 or 70%. But they recommend 30 as the optimum level, so that's brilliant. Okay, so now we're ready, we can click save and finish, and this moves this into our distribution list. Now one more step to go, we actually need to submit the article. Okay, now this is the submission selection page. Now the first thing you need to do is choose a distribution start date. I always choose as soon as possible, but if you wanted to, you could actually schedule these to start later on. The distribution rate. Now you can choose to have this distributed over a 2-day period, and generally that means it will just get uploaded to the 6 main article directories. You can choose to have it dripped out a little bit more slowly. Now I've had some success using the 7-day trickle, and I've just started testing the 30-day. I found that there are a lot of secondary article directories and also a number of blogs that this service will distribute your content to, and if you space it out, you're more likely to have a number of articles uploaded to those sites. If you use the 2-day distribution and you upload a new article every day, then you tend to just find your articles uploaded to a fewer number of sites. Okay, so I was going to put 30 days because I'm not in a hurry to get this one uploaded. Okay, then we need to choose a distribution method. Now because we've already used the article leverage, this one's actually pre-filled. There is a standard article distribution, so you could choose to just upload one version of the article and have that distributed to various places in the network. I mean, obviously we're looking to try and make ours a little bit more unique to give them a best chance of being ranked in a search engine. So we've got the article leverage, so now what we need to do is it will just take us in so that we can check that our article leverage setup is okay. So here we have a summary of all the variations we just input. So we have our different titles, our different introductions, and our varied sentences. A tip that I read somewhere, which I'm not sure if it's 100% true or not, is as well as your words being varied to increase your uniqueness score, apparently Google's also looks to see the length of sentences. So if you take this one here, before you know what's happening, your tea train is hurtling backwards through the darkness. Now it is possible that you could have just changed the word hurtling to spiralling, and you might think that makes it more unique, but actually the sentence length would have been exactly the same. So what I've done is actually change a few more of the words, and as you can see, these two sentences are different lengths. Now I don't know how true it is, but apparently different sentence lengths makes your content look more unique than just changing the odd word, which is why I tell you to rewrite sentences and not just to swap words, which a lot of the automated software applications will do for you. Okay, now here are different variations of the resource box and the HTML versions. Now at the bottom we just need to tick these 3 boxes to let the service know that we're happy for them to distribute it, that we've gone through and checked that everything we've put in as variations will still work as a full article, and then all we do is click this orange button here and it will be submitted for distribution. Now depending on what day of the week you actually do the submissions can start within a matter of hours, or it might take a couple of days. They tend to hit up the main directories first, as I've said, and then over time it will trickle out to other directories. Let me just see if I can show you. Actually, I'm not going to show you that because my passwords are actually listed on this page, but the article directory page will just allow you to insert your username and password for the main article directories, which are Article Alley, Articles Base, eZine Articles, Go Articles, Idea Marketers, and Search Warp. Now, I don't know if you noticed there's a little clock running up here in the top of the screen that started out at 25 minutes and it's now down to 10. So that took just 15 minutes to input the article, make it 40% unique, and then submit it to a number of directories, which is obviously much quicker than trying to do the whole task by hand.